Ye Wubin's 100 Lessons to Mastering Time Management. Lesson 39. From a simple jogger to a marathon runner. Hello everyone, my name is Ye Wubin from Neng. I am so happy to be with you now at 6 a.m. on the Ximalaya App. For those of you who have been following my lessons, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome aboard. I am so happy to have you with us. Time is man's scarcest resource. Once it's used, it can never be regained. So if you're not using your time effectively, or if the time you are spending is only getting you further away from your dreams in life, then stay with me. Listen a while, and I'm confident I can help open your eyes to a new path that will get you closer to your dreams. I want to remind you there are 100 lessons in this album, and every lesson lasts about 6 minutes. It is updated at 6 a.m. New York City time each morning. In today's lecture, we will continue to talk about how I have integrated various time management concepts into my daily life. Many of my friends have heard of marathons, but few have dared to attempt them. Do you remember in a previous lesson how I said we must fall in love with our bodies? Today, we will not talk about the importance of movement, but rather incorporate movement into our daily life. To do this, integrate several of the time management skills together. First, we need to establish a long-term and ambitious goal. Then, we must start small by breaking the task down into small and achievable chunks. We all understand this is how to do this. Instead, let's discuss how we should deal with the numerous challenges and setbacks that come with training for this marathon. I will share my personal story with you to help explain this. You see, I used to be a poor athlete. At college, I failed the 1500-meter run test. I even failed the makeup exam. I was only able to pass with the help of many people. I was so inept and disgusted with my ability to run that I vowed I would never run again. Over the years, I kept true to my word. Even though I organized a few walks, I never ran. So why did I decide to finally begin running after all those years? The reason is this: I needed a challenge. I needed an ambitious goal. At the same time, I had an idea. I wanted to make running automatic in my life, just like brushing teeth or breathing. At first, I had this great desire to do this, but no actual willpower to start. Until one day, I finally took the first step. I wrote my goal down in my OmniFocus. I would run a marathon in the next 3 years. We often say that standing at the starting line, looking out towards the goal, that the distance will seem impossible to achieve. But looking back from the finish line, we will be surprised at how much shorter it was in reality. A year after I set my goal, I was completely out of breath after running only 500 meters. I was frustrated, but I urged myself to continue training. I decided my willpower would be stronger than my desire to quit. But despite my willpower and spirit, my brain could not ignore the simple fact: I was not making any progress with my running. Then one day I shared my running data to my circle of friends, a time in Neng. A student from Neng happened to see it. He wrote me a private letter explaining that my heart rate was too high while I ran. I was very surprised. I thought my heart rate was good while running. Despite this, I allowed myself to accept his feedback and asked him how I could reduce my heart rate while running. The student taught me about running movement and introduced a sports coach to me named Wudong. I learned a great deal from this running coach, Mr. Wudong, and my running steadily improved after that. So what is the lesson here? The lesson is to learn and to share. The more you share, the more you will gain. Dare to share, and others will give you important feedback on what they see. In previous lessons, we emphasized the importance of feedback in improving execution. While communicating, the running coach Wudong told me that we must slowly start our runs and gradually increase our pace. This will allow the appropriate rhythm of the heart. If we do this, and let our heart rate increase naturally, then we will feel more comfortable with our runs. I continue this training each day and slowly increase my distance while maintaining my heart rate. I was able to run farther and farther each day. Slowing down and creating incremental goals reduces our need to complete the whole task all at once and gives us incremental success, encouraging us to continue onwards. Last September, I ran my first 10 kilometers. After completing these 10 kilometers, I felt extreme pride and motivation to push myself further. After coming to this realization, I also realized that jogging was not so painful, and that it warms our bodies up and gives us a great mood. Pain is temporary. If we can learn to enjoy it and get satisfaction from it, then we can do it for a long time. So I will share one thing with you. Love is not persistence. Love is not persistence. I have a lot of very talented friends around me, and I share my knowledge with them freely. This is a very practical need for me. 2 heads are always better than 1. Therefore, I recommend sharing, and sharing a lot. Remember, sharing is a form of active learning that will help you retain the information. It will also help you and others. This past June, I ran my 3rd half marathon at the Lanzhou Marathon. Here are the results of the 3 half marathons I ran. Last October, I finished a half marathon in 3 hours. This April, I finished a half marathon in 2.5 hours. This June, I finished a half marathon in 2 hours and 15 minutes. My speed in the 5 kilometer and 10 kilometer races has also been steadily improving. In reality, the marathon is not the reason I wanted to set the goals. Just setting the goal got me to move, and it motivated me to continue moving. Goals have this effect of urging you to get up and move. Isn't that what we all need? What areas of your life do you need movement in? Just remember that a marathon is an extreme form of movement and that you should start slowly. Start moving towards your goal slowly, and then continue to run for a long time. Your speed will naturally increase until you will be ready to conquer the goal you have set. These audio lessons are translated by Neng's partner, Cece, and then recorded by her husband, Justin. I wish you great success today. See you tomorrow.